As they taught us in the first day of rabbinical school, you may be seated. So it's an honor to be here for any number of important reasons. But let's start by talking about the very naming of this event that we have relatively every 2 years, where we acknowledge volunteers, important hard work that people accomplish on behalf of our congregation and the community. A small, select number of you know that I was with Scott when he took his final breaths. Very powerful to see the transition from life to death, and now the transition to remembering and holding on to all that was so important and dear to Scott. And in many ways, this dinner, this event, our congregation and its success are some of the produce that he laid out for us. He put down the seeds, we continue to nurture it, and we acknowledge Scott. And it's important to have that moment, even at the moments of our levity, to also remember some of our seriousness. I'm honored also to be sharing this evening the honors of the simchas with our 2 honorees. Gretchen, who in addition to being a great cook, is also a very patient teacher. And yes, I have known Gretchen through ups, downs, and back ups again over the course of many years, and we're thrilled to be sharing the joys of life. And Vi, who I'm honored to be sharing this dais with. He's been one of my sports heroes since that day in 1992 that no one else has mentioned, when he punched out the goalposts. He returned a punt against the hated Giants. That right there is a twofer. As you have heard me relate on maybe too many occasions, my hobby, my obsession, is genealogy research. I have great respect for the LDS Church, and I have obtained many important documents about our family history from the Family History Center right here nearby in Cherry Hill. The highlight for me in this research has had 2 opportunities to go to Salt Lake City, the headquarters of the LDS Church, and to do research in their library. This is the only place in the world where, as a Jew, I was referred to as a Gentile. Now, I look out on this crowd. I know that our lives have been intertwined very intensively over the years. So I'm going to perform a request that I've done at other anniversary dinners as well. If at any time in your membership at CBT, well, my 30 years here, I have officiated at a simcha, a joyous event, a brit, a baby name, a bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah, a wedding, stand up, please. If any of you have merely attended someone else's simcha that I officiated, you too can stand. Virtually, everyone who has a history in the congregation. Please be seated again.
You owe us Mormons one then.
If you understood the comment, my cousin Shelley offered you a boil. Not with those who are speaking. Now, peering out into the shadowy ends of the room, I see many people who are important to me in my life, as well as having supported the congregation. First, personally, you already heard that Eileen and I are celebrating our 35th anniversary in a couple of weeks. As well as acknowledging our two sons, Natan and Ari, who are here. You were here. You saw them. You saw them grow from the youngest, the smallest, to now mentions that they have turned into. We're joined by my father, Sam. My in-laws, unfortunately, could not make the long flight to be here. They took out an ad, and they were here at my anniversary dinner 5 years ago. And hopefully, we go for 35, we'll be able to bring them in as well. Joined by my brother, my sister-in-law, their children, my brother's in-laws, cousins, and friends who are here as part of this ongoing assembly. I also want to acknowledge my good friend, used to be jogging buddy when I jogged, and good colleague, Rabbi Louis Iran. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't also acknowledge my colleague in the Bima, Cantor Joe Leibovic. So being a rabbi is a sacred, privileged title that I accepted and has been carried down through the generations. The honor of being your rabbi is the fulfillment of my destiny, my ambition, and my career. No one knew that we would still be dating 30 years into this relationship. I didn't think I'd want to stay. I didn't think any congregation would want to have a rabbi last as long as that. But over the course of the years, the relationships, the ability to extend who our family is, our larger CBT clan, has brought an intensity of that relationship. And I've learned over years that being rabbi is more than a calling, but it's rather a self-imposed life mission. If I'm successful, I will help create a congregation of knowledgeable, proud, and capable Jews. My hope is to lead a community of individuals who choose to join our CBT family, who want to learn, worship, and grow our lives together. Virtually my entire rabbinic career has been here. Now, I arrived in the congregation when I was 15 years old. So it's safe to say that half my life was spent in the congregation. I'm catching up to you, Precious.
Very quickly.
I came to the congregation, I had no gray hair, and I wore a very tiny kippah. Over the years, what I have has gotten grayer and the kippah has gotten larger. And now it needs several clips to hold it on because it's covering over a sunny spot. I'd like to say that if we were to add up our life experiences that we've shared, the joys outnumber the oils. And as we're experiencing them, we might not think so. But I would hope that when we add them all up, we can say that it has been worth living and worth living together. It means very much for me to be here with you now, because I'm the product of what you have taught me. I'm blessed to work and to pray and have built a life filled with my experiences with you. My heart is very full, and you continue to give me a tremendous uplifting. The opportunity to do work that I love with people that I value tremendously. As I contemplate my career so far, I think about my intense satisfaction that I have received from this role as a rabbi. I spoke about those life cycle events, milestones. I I remember each and every brit, every bar and bat mitzvah, confirmation and wedding that we have celebrated together. And now I'm witnessing second-generation weddings, second-generation namings, and the sense that life continues. I think about conversations that I had with you in the hospital, sometimes at some of your most vulnerable moments. The challenge has been for me to be there with you when you've shared your fears and your pain, and as you've endured illness. It has been my sacred honor to be present with you in your sadness as you've lost someone you loved deeply. I learned about your families through listening and absorbing family stories, officiating at those funerals, and being at your Shiva services. I love leading our community in prayer with Cantor Leibovich. In all the different ways that we pray, whether it's the High Holy Days, a Shabbat service, a Shiva Minyan, a bar bat mitzvah, a wedding, I'm blessed with being able to say that my rabbinate has meaning, that investing my time with you helps me to perform mitzvot. As I have been immersed in your lives with simchas and sorrows, so have you with mine. You shared our happiness at our britot of Natan and then Barim, as well as their B'nai Mitzvah. Equally, I was enveloped with your support at the Shiva for my mother, Ada. I know how proud she was of my connection to CBT, and she would have enjoyed being here today. We as a congregation and an extended family, we've laughed together, we've cried together, and will continue to appreciate all of life's challenges in the future. My goal is not just to be known as the rabbi of CBT, but rather as the first full-time rabbi of a long line of rabbis stretching into the distant future. I now know I was very young when I came to CBT. I became an adult here, and I became hopefully more mature and a little bit wiser, and I thank you all.